Taylor Swift dropped her second surprise album of the year. First, she dropped Folklore on July 24th, which became a record-breaking album and amassed high critical acclaim. Then, to the surprise of everyone, on December 11th, she dropped her 9th studio album, Evermore. Taylor referred to Evermore as a sister album to Folklore. While Folklore represents spring and summer, Evermore represents fall and winter. A two-part anthology that Taylor described as a collective body of work that just happened naturally as she was writing music. She just couldn't stop. Hey Swifties, it's Denise Salcedo, and today I'm going to break down Taylor's Evermore album in depth. We will go over lyric parallels, possible Easter eggs, hidden meanings, fan theories, and facts, so sit back and enjoy the video. Please note that while a lot will be discussed on this video, there are still many possible theories and Easter eggs that could come about after. So if you have any that weren't included in this video, please add them to the comment section, as this could be used as a resource to Swifties. Thank you, everyone! Let's start with some general facts about Evermore. This is the first time an album is a part of the same world as its predecessor. Taylor tweeted, "I've never done this before. In the past, I've always treated albums as one-off eras and moved on to planning the next one after an album was released. There was something different with Folklore. In making it, I felt less like I was departing and more like I was returning." One of the major themes in Folklore was the love triangle. In Evermore, we don't get that. According to Taylor herself, there's not a direct continuation of the Betty James August storyline. However, when it came to the Willow music video, Taylor did say that specific songs from Folklore actually helped inspire the worlds you'll see in this music video, and they used a narrative plot device from a lyric on Folklore to tell the story. The Willow music video has scenes that connect to her songs Seven, Mirrorball, Exile, and Mad Woman. According to her Apple Music Awards interview, Taylor said that for now, this is it for a bit. She also shut down the third album fan theory while making an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel, where she said that Woodvale was the code name for Folklore and they just forgot to remove it. Since Folklore and Evermore, fans have joked that they need a dictionary now for Taylor's albums. Taylor did say in her Apple Music Awards interview that she has folders of words, phrases, and lines that she likes. 3 songs, Champagne Problems, Coney Island, and Evermore, are written with Joe Alwyn. To add to this, Taylor says that her and Joe have similar taste in music and that they both love really sad songs. Now we're gonna break down each song track by track. This of course will include the first 15 tracks for now. Track 1, Willow. One of the noticeable themes that we see across this album is a lot of mention of water. In the music video for Cardigan, we see Taylor in the ocean holding onto her piano. In the Willow music video, we see her diving into the water, and in several songs on Evermore, we get more of this. Which brings me to the first line of Willow. "I'm like the water when your ship rolled in that night. Rough on the surface, but you cut through like a knife." We get a lot of lyrics that symbolize how easy it was for her heart to open up to the person she loves. One example in her song is Hoax, when she sings, "You knew the password, so I let you in the door." The whole chorus to Willow can tie into her song Lover. In Willow, she sings, "The more that you say, the less I know. Wherever you stray, I fall low. I'm begging for you to take my hand, wreck my plans, that's my man." And in Lover, you get lyrics like, "Can I go where you go?" and "I take this magnetic force of a man to be my lover." To me, these lyrics all represent marriage. Not that she got married, but that she's found the one that she knows she would marry. And we've really known that since Reputation and Lover. So it's not a new theme, just a continuation. In the Folklore Long Pond studio sessions, Taylor said that she was going to write a song inspired by the Last Dance documentary, but instead she wrote about her grandfather instead. But in Willow, we do get this line, "Like you were a trophy or a champion ring, and there's one prize I'd cheat to win." In the song The Archer, Taylor sings, "Easy they come, easy they go. I jump from the train, I ride off alone." And in Willow, she says, "You know that my train could take you home." So it's like she's no longer feeling that this could be such a lonely ride. And when you think of the Willow music video, this lyric could tie into the scene where she's in the glass box just playing music and no one really sees her until her man does. That scene, in my opinion, also explains how she might feel about being famous. In the Q&A before the video release, she did say that there would be a scene in the music video that represents how she feels about fame. But I'd come back stronger than a 90s trend. I think this is obvious. Taylor has gone through hell and back, and she always comes back stronger. A major example of that is in her song Look What You Made Me Do from Reputation. Plus the fact that her album Folklore ended up blowing everyone out of the water and was also not snubbed like her previous albums by the Recording Academy. And since we're talking about Willow, some Easter eggs from the music video include the most obvious, the golden string, which represents her song Invisible String. When she's in the circus, we see a poster in the back that says the python, which is a snake, a symbol Taylor altered the meaning of after being referred to as a snake. The circus is also mentioned in her song Mirror Ball. Lastly, I should add that Taylor said Willow is about intrigue, desire, and complexity that goes into wanting someone. I think it sounds like casting a spell to make someone fall in love with you, an oddly specific visual. Also, a friendly reminder that Taylor did use, similar to Folklore, different characters and different things that inspired her for this song. So while a lot of these songs may connect to her real life, they could totally be about something different. Track 2, Champagne Problems. This song is about a marriage proposal that didn't end with a yes. According to Urban Dictionary, the definition of a champagne problem is a problem or a dilemma that, when compared to issues of poverty, national disasters, and war, are not that all of a big deal, but nonetheless provide individuals with issues that must be dealt with. In the bridge, Taylor sings, "Your Midas touch on the Chevy door." According to Wikipedia, the most famous King Midas is popularly remembered in Greek mythology for his ability to turn everything he touched into gold. In several songs, Taylor has used the word gold or golden to refer to the love interest of the song. Some examples include, "I once believed love would be black and white, but it's golden," from her song Daylight. "Major mark on me, a golden tattoo," from Dress. And then my favorite lyric from this song is, "She would have made such a lovely bride, what a shame she's fucked in the head," they said. And Taylor did say that this is the lyric that she can't wait for fans to sing loudly at her concert when she performs it. Track 3, Gold Rush. Gold Rush is Jack Antonoff's favorite song off the album. When describing the song, Taylor says, "It takes place inside a single daydream where you get lost in thought for a minute and then snap out of it." And quickly, I'll mention the theme of water is once again explored in the song when Taylor says, "Gleaming, twinkling, eyes like sinking ships on waters, so inviting I almost jump in." And time for a quick history lesson. What is a gold rush? A gold rush is a new discovery of gold that brings an onrush of miners seeking their fortune. So in this song, she essentially compares the love she has found to gold, and she doesn't want anyone else to come and get it, hence when she sings, "I don't like a gold rush." In her song Lover, she sings, "I'm highly suspicious that everyone who sees you wants you." And in Gold Rush, she sings, "I don't like that anyone would die to feel your touch. Everybody wants you, everybody wonders what it would be like to love you." So if you're wondering if Taylor's the jealous type, possibly. In this song, she also connects Folklore and Evermore by singing, "My mind turns your life into folklore." Track 4, "'Tis the Damn Season." This is a song that Taylor mentioned on her Instagram way before we even knew there would be a second album. When Taylor talked about the album as a whole, she said there was a song about Dorothea, the girl who left her small town to chase down Hollywood dreams, and what happens when she comes back for the holidays and rediscovers an old flame. This song could be the song in which she rediscovers an old flame, and we'll talk more about Dorothea when we get to the song. But in "'Tis the Damn Season," in the chorus, she sings, "You could call me babe for the weekend." And a friendly reminder that Taylor wrote the song Babe, which is performed by Sugarland, a breakup song in which she wrote, "This is the last time I'll ever call you babe." Track 5, "Tolerated." Taylor's Track 5 songs are to die for because they always are brilliant and sad. Taylor said that she decided on Track 5 because of the lyrics of Tolerated and how it's so visual and conveys such a specific kind of hurt. Interestingly enough, in the Long Pond studio sessions, Taylor did mention that she feels pressure in selecting a Track 5 song. Tolerated is about infidelity. It's from the perspective of the person who's being cheated on. On her Apple Music Awards interview, Taylor said that she was inspired to write Tolerated after reading the book Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. And personally, I think that this song connects to the next song, which is Track 6, "No Body, No Crime" featuring Haim. My theory is that for both Track 5 and Track 6 is that they are both connected. I also think they were inspired by a similar story, so let me explain. Track 5, in my opinion, is the perspective of the wife, which in Track 6 we find out her name is Esty, which is Taylor's friend from Haim. And in No Body, No Crime, we discover that Esty knows her husband is having an affair, but she just can't prove it. Then the husband kills Esty, but her friend just can't prove it. So then in turn, the friend murders the husband and Esty's sister helps her cover it up. Taylor said, "Yes, I wrote No Body, No Crime by myself. It was inspired by my obsession with true crime podcasts and documentaries. and I used one of my best friend's names as the main character. So to add to my theory about track 5 and 6 being tied together, since Taylor mentioned that true crime documentaries inspired, two stories that came to my mind immediately were the Watts family murders and the Lacey and Scott Peterson stories. But then again, that's just a theory. Another fun fact about this song is that Taylor texted SD to find out what her favorite fast food chain was, in which she mentioned Olive Garden, which is why she put in Olive Garden. Track 7, Happiness. Taylor said that this was the last song she wrote for the album, and it was added 1 week prior to the album release. She also said that Happiness is a very deceptive title. A fun lyric connection in the first verse is when Taylor sings, "Showed you all of my hiding spots." This can tie into her song from 1989, I Know Places. On the album intro, Taylor says she writes about the realization that maybe the only path to healing is to wish happiness on the one who took it away from you. And when she sings, "When did all our lessons start to look like weapons pointed at my deepest hurt?" this lyric reminds me of False God from Lover, because in that song she talks about fighting with a person she loves. Same with Afterglow. When Taylor sings, "I haven't met the new me yet," she adds that not only is this a line that corresponds to the song and the story that she is telling, but also that she hasn't really met the new her in real life, her future self. Track 8, Dorothea. So at the top of this video, I mentioned that Taylor said the love triangle characters from Folklore don't continue on Evermore. But she did say that in her mind, Dorothea went to the same school as Betty, James, and Inez. This was also the first song written for this album. We also mentioned when talking about 'Tis the Damn Season that Dorothea was a girl who left her small town to pursue her dreams in Hollywood, but got reunited with an old flame. This song, Dorothea, could be from the perspective of the said old flame. In 'Tis the Damn Season, she mentions her so-called friends in LA, and in this song, he mentions, "You got shiny friends since you left town." And a tiny screen's the only place I see you now. It's because, again, she's pursuing a career in Hollywood. And the small town Dorothea is from is obviously Tupelo, since it's mentioned in the song. The stars in your eyes shine brighter in Tupelo. FYI, Tupelo is a city in northeast Mississippi. It's known as the birthplace of Elvis Presley. Track 9, Coney Island featuring The National. In the Q&A, Taylor mentioned that The National is one of her all-time favorite bands. In the bridge, when Taylor and Matt sing, "Did I leave you hanging every single day? Were you standing in the hallway with a big cake, happy birthday?" This could be a nod to her song from her Red album, The Moment I Knew. However, Taylor also said in an interview that this was essentially her getting her favorite lead singer from her favorite band wishing her happy birthday on a song, because she knew that she would be releasing this album around her birthday. "Did I paint your bluest skies the darkest gray?" could possibly be a nod to Dear John when she sings, "You paint me a blue sky, then go back and turn it to rain." And when I got into the accident, this could relate to the accident mentioned in Out of the Woods. Remember when you hit the brakes too soon? 20 stitches in a hospital room. Track 10, Ivy. Ivy continues the marital dilemma in which a married woman falls in love with another man, a major theme of secret affairs in both Folklore and Evermore. Again, in her album booklet describing the song, she says, "The unhappily ever after anthology of marriages gone bad that includes infidelity, ambivalent toleration, and even murder." Track 11, Cowboy Like Me. When describing the song, Taylor said, "The one about two young con artists who fall in love while hanging out at fancy resorts trying to score rich romantic beneficiaries." And as you scour through the lyrics, the story keeps coming together with lyrics like, "Telling all the rich folks anything they want to hear. Eyes full of stars, hustling for the good life, never thought I'd meet you here. You're a bandit like me. And the skeletons in both our closets." Then in the fourth verse when she sings, "Now you hang from my lips like the gardens of Babylon." After a quick Google search, you'll learn that the Hanging Gardens of Babylon were the fabled gardens which adorned the capital of the Neo-Babylonian Empire, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. They are the only wonder whose existence is disputed amongst historians. So this could symbolize the relationship between these two con artists. Was it even real? Track 12, Long Story Short. Long story short, this is about how she went through hell, survived it all, and went through the bad guys to find the love of her life. She narrows down the whole story in the chorus. "And I fell from the pedestal right down the rabbit hole. Long story short, it was a bad time. Pushed from the precipice, clung to the nearest lips. Long story short, it was the wrong guy." And I fell from the pedestal, she's referring to her reputation, hence her Reputation era. Pushed from the precipice, clung to the nearest lips, long story short, it was the wrong guy. This could be in reference to Tom Hiddleston, because right after Calvin, she was seen with Tom. This also connects to her song Getaway Car, where she essentially left one relationship into another and they both didn't work out. The opening line to Getaway Car says it all. No, nothing good starts in a getaway car. I want to tell you not to get lost in these petty things. Your nemesis will defeat themselves before you get the chance to swing. I think this is a nod to all the people who tried to destroy her. They are now getting the karma they deserved. And this is her basically saying to let it go, it's not worth it. Long story short, I survived. This lyric connects to Look What You Made Me Do when she sings, but I got smarter, I got harder in the nick of time. Honey, I rose up from the dead, I do it all the time. Track 13, Marjorie. Marjorie, we know this song was written for Taylor's grandmother, Marjorie Finley. On Folklore, the 13th song Epiphany was inspired by her grandfather. And in Evermore, the 13th song is for her grandmother. In Taylor's interview with Apple, she mentioned that this song was hard to sing because she kept breaking down. Taylor's grandma died when Taylor was 13 years old, and as we know, Taylor's grandma was also a singer. So her mom sent her some records of hers, and that was added to the song, so you have both Taylor and her grandma singing together in this song. In her Q&A, Taylor said one of her favorite lyrics on the album was, "Never be so kind, you forget to be clever. Never be so clever, you forget to be kind." Again, from the song Marjorie. Track 14, Closure. Closure is something that is always mentioned in everyday life when people talk about breakups, but to me, Taylor is taking an opposite approach to closure. A lot of people see it as a good thing to have, but here Taylor is essentially saying she doesn't need it, and this is why, as she continues to explain in the song. Track 15, Evermore. In the opening verse, she sings, "Motion capture put me in a bad light." This could be connected to the edited video Kim Kardashian posted of Taylor's conversation with Kanye West. Writing letters addressed to the fire, in my opinion, ties into social posts where Taylor opened up about the issues she was dealing with in regards to the rights to her music. In the chorus, she sings, "I had a feeling so peculiar that this pain would be forevermore." I think Taylor is talking about the dark period in her life where she perhaps didn't see a light at the end of the tunnel. And we have similar lyrical themes in several songs. Some examples include The Lakes and My Tears Ricochet, where she addresses the sadness she felt. We still have 2 bonus songs to listen to from Evermore, called Right Where You Left Me and It's Time to Go. Taylor referred to these songs as a second ending to Evermore. She also said she doesn't know what the next decade will bring, but that there will always be lists, and some of those things on her list include visiting places she's never been to and going on adventures. Okay, Swifties, that was a lot of information, but I truly hoped you enjoyed this video. I know I might have missed a lot of other stuff, so if I did, please add it to the comment section. As you know, there is always so much information when Taylor drops an album, so I hope you all got something out of this video. Let me know what your favorite songs are in the comment section below, and don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And if you want to follow me on Instagram or Twitter @_Denise Salcedo, you can. Also, make sure to check out all the other Taylor Swift content that I have on this channel. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to continue streaming Evermore. Bye, everyone!